Today in the Vintage Spotlight, we're looking at a little bit of yesteryear. Yes, it is Dick. Dick Smith, to be exact. Designed for Australia, but now residing in Canada. Dick Smith, Cat Q-1446. This little guy came into my hot little hands, probably around 9 months, a year ago, and I have not looked back since. In fact, I have not looked back at all. Now, Tricky Dicky here did ship in a box, the original Dick Smith box. Look at that. On all of its Dicky goodness. There he is. I'm assuming that's Dick Smith at the top. Quite a handsome looking guy. Actually looks a little bit like Dave Jones with glasses. Maybe? Maybe not. Anyway. What do you get inside the box? Well, suffice to say, just about everything. Let's take a look. So we have some original Dick Smith leads. Check these out. Very nice. A little bit different than our leads we see today, obviously. A nice plastic housing, but quite hefty. Quite a bit of weight on these guys. And, ooh, sharp, sharp, sharp. No cat rating per se. And if we look at the ends, yeah, check it out. So times have definitely changed. What else do we have in the box? Well, we do have the original manual. Dick says, we'd like to thank you heartily for selecting our digital multimeter, the 1446. It's a complex instrument having a most reliable mechanism designed by our high technology. Before you actually use your new instrument, familiarize yourself thoroughly with the model and the operator's manual. If correctly handled, it can be used for years to come. He wasn't kidding. Wow, this thing's got to be at least 35 years old and still going strong. Here's the specs. Measuring mode, 3.5 digit LCD, full auto ranging, 2000 count, has a low battery indicator. Sampling rate is a whopping 2 times per second. 2 AA batteries power this puppy. And yeah, check it out. DC up to 1000 volts, AC 600, resistance up to, are you ready for this? 2000 kilo ohm. Doesn't get much better than that. AC DC amps, 200 milliamps. Not too shabby. Photo auto ranging, low cost with overload protection. So as you can see, quite a robust, complex little instrument that I'm gonna have fun with. Neat. So if we take our lead, we'll put it right into that voltage. The other will be in the COM. And you'll notice that all of those inputs are the same color. Yeah, they didn't think about the common being different than the positive, but hey, that's okay. Now this does not do continuity. Too bad. It would have been interesting to see what it's all about. On the reverse side of the meter, we have made in Japan, DC 3 volts, battery 1.5 volt times 2. There's the model number, the Q-1446. And this baby is in really, really nice shape. That is the battery housing here. And we just slide off. As you can see, voila. Nice, all ready for those 2 AA batteries. And look at that, even comes with a fuse. Handy dandy. Dick was thinking out of the box. Or at least out of the multimeter. Already have 2 fresh Duracells in there. Let's close it up and let's turn on Dick for the first time. That didn't sound very good, did it? Once again, this meter does not have a tilt stand, so I'm going to be utilizing Michael Yammerino's little invention here. Thanks again, Mike. This thing really comes in super handy. In fact, Dick would be impressed. Alrighty, let's power it on for the first time. And there we go, the segments came up. And look at that, we are down to the millivolts to start things off. Voltage, resistance, and milliamps up to 200 milliamps. That's what this guy is good for. So you know what, let's start off by doing a precision voltage reference. This precision voltage reference has been heating up for about 25 minutes. Okay, here we go. 250 millivolts is what we want to see. Hey, look at that. 250. It is spot on. Wow. I'm impressed. Next up, we'll see 2.50 volts, I hope. Here we go. Wow. Dick Smith, good show, good show. 2.51. Oh, crikey, mate. What's the land down under? 2.51 volts. I do apologize for that pathetic Australian accent attempt. Alrighty, 2.51 volts. Pretty good. Pretty good for an old dick. Will these pathetic jokes ever stop? One other interesting feature in resistance mode is that this has a low and high power configuration. So literally, you can choose between low resistance and high resistance. So I'm assuming this would probably help in terms of the overall ranging speed, but a neat little feature. Next up is resistance. Now this only does 2000 kilo ohm, not a heck of a lot. Now the one thing we have to point out is, oh, yeah, we got to change that test lead from the voltage to the milliamp/resistance. Alrighty, Aphrodite, here we go. Mr. Dick Smith, 1446. Let's see if we can measure a half ohm, 0.5 ohm. Survey says. A little off, 0.9 ohm. Now, what I should have done first is, let's rel out the leads. Well, we can't rel out the leads because we don't have a rel feature, but we can see how the resistance is on these old guys. Here we go. Yeah, about 0.5 ohm is the resistance. So let's try again that 0.5 ohm resistor. So if we take out that 0.5, 0.4, it is pretty close to the ballpark. But yeah, you can see these old guys are definitely putting us down a bit. Now let's try, just for the heck of it, a nice modern set of Probe Masters. Let's see if it makes any difference. Alrighty, here we go. Same 0.5 ohm. Interesting. Same reading. Now if I put these together, wow. Very interesting. So here we have 0.4, 0.3, a tiny bit better, but nonetheless, we're still getting an offset here because of the leads. So definitely something more than just the leads at play here. We're gonna try AC voltage now. So we're gonna put it into AC mode. We have that button here, and as you can see, AC is now on the display. Let's take those leads and stick it into that socket. Here we go. 120 volts is what we want to see. Hey, spot on, 120.6. Excellent. Right now I've got a Fluke 83, another oldie, but another goodie, right beside Dick. And look at that, we're sitting at 10 volts even according to the DC power supply. 10 even for the Fluke, 10.05 for Dick. Alrighty, let's bring it up a notch here. Settle at 21.04 volts according to the DC power supply. 21.03 for the Fluke. 21.1 for Dick Smith. All right, up, up, and away we go. We're going to max it out now. 32 volts even. 32 even Steven for Mr. Fluke. And look at that tricky dicky. Definitely not letting us down. 32 volts even Steven. I'm giving it to you for 32, Dick, because dang it, you deserve it. 2 minutes for looking so good. Thanks, mate. All in all, nice, accurate. Hey, a couple of oldies, but look, a couple of goodies. Gotta love it when these old meters can still perform as good as the day they were born. The range selector switch has a really nice feel. Solid and no worry about getting lost in between ranges. Now remember, this meter is at least 30 years old, so hey, impressive. I'm not going to bother testing the milliamp side of things. I'm pretty sure Dick Smith will do just fine in that respect. Now we're going to go right to the teardown and see what is on. Now to get this guy apart, we have one Phillips screw at the bottom here. It is a little bit tricky. Let's take out the batteries as well. Now you've got that range knob, and that is actually going to be... Oh, come on, come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. So you got to really take your sweet time, but you can see how the range knob actually pops right off when you take the meter apart like that. And there it is, all its plastic glory. An interesting red, I must say. Not a vibrant red by any means, but definitely nothing too shabby. I actually kind of like it. And hey, whoa! Shielding! Tricky Dicky strikes again. Gotta love it. Yeah, nothing like seeing shielding in a 30-plus-year-old multimeter. Wow, why can't they do that in today's multimeters? Very nice. Now let's take a look. Wow, check out those input jacks. Those are in there forever. 300 years from now, they're still going to look good. That is one hell of a soldering job. Check out that LCD display. Wow, circumference is completely surrounded by a metal sheathing. You don't see that every day. May I see the 97731171103. Overall, very nicely done. Look at those soldering joints. Wow, I like it. We have a trim pot there at the top. Looks like it off kilter, perhaps. No, that's just the way it's been soldered in there. Very interesting. But yeah, check out that solder. I mean, very nicely done. Obviously, all done by hand. And kudos. Okay, let's take a look on the other side. All right, so that other side just pops up, and oh yeah. Now, not a whole lot in the input protection department, as you can see, besides that fuse. Have one high-powered resistor, but yeah, we're talking milliamps as well here, so no current shunt. And what does that say on the PCB? It looks like an N. Yeah, I wonder what that N stands for. There's the metal spring for the common ground. All in all, nicely done. This thing has stood the test of time. I'm sure it'll be working 30 years from now. We're going to put it back together and come back with my closing thoughts. Final thoughts on the Dick Smith Q-1446. Wow, this is a classic piece of yesteryear in the multimeter realm of things, and I'm really glad that I came across this guy. Hey, it's well made, it has stood the test of time, and what can I say? I'm really happy with it. Something different, something a little unique, and you know what? With a name like Dick Smith, you know you're gonna love it. The 1446 gets 4 out of 5 vintage stars. Hope you enjoyed this vintage review. Plenty more on the horizon. Thanks for all the comments, feedback, everything. Till the next time, keep on testing. Not sure what Dick would have been retailing for back in the day, but if you have any idea or have a catalog that has the 1446 listed, please let me know. I'm really curious. Thanks for watching.